The Galactic Empire had ruled known space for 10,000 cycles, and in that time fear had become as natural as gravity. Entire civilizations learned to bow before the Imperial fleets, because resistance always ended the same way, with burning skies and erased histories. On the day panic spread through the High Command, the capital world of Valorum was wrapped in ceremonial calm, unaware that something impossible had appeared at the edge of the system. An observation station was the first to report it. A single vessel translating from void space without Imperial authorization. No escort, no herald signal, no identification codes recognized by the Empire's vast archives. At first, the analysts assumed it was a lost trader or a malfunctioning relic drifting from a forgotten war. Then the scans came back. The ship was intact, armed, and fully powered. Its whole geometry did not match any known species. More unsettling was its mass, far too dense for its size, as if the vessel had been built to endure punishment rather than avoid it. The officer on duty whispered a word that had not been spoken in the Imperial Navy for centuries. Humans were supposed to be gone. They were listed as a minor bipedal species from a backwater system, officially recorded as neutralized during early expansion. The Empire had crushed thousands of species since then, and humanity had faded into myth, remembered only in fragmented combat reports describing reckless tactics and absurd resilience. When the image of the ship was transmitted to the High Council chamber, the room fell silent. Its surface bore scars that were not repaired or hidden, but displayed like trophies. Energy signatures suggested weapons that sacrificed elegance for raw output. This was not a diplomatic vessel. The Grand Strategist asked the question that echoed across the chamber: why is there a human warship here? No one answered, because every possible answer was terrifying. Emergency sessions were called across the Empire, and fleets were ordered to readiness without explanation. The appearance of a single ship should not have mattered, but it did, because history whispered warnings the Empire preferred to forget. Ancient battlelogs resurfaced, long buried under layers of victorious propaganda. They told of human commanders who refused surrender, of ships that continued fighting while burning from the inside, of boarding actions launched not to win, but to make the enemy pay for every meter of steel. The human vessel made no hostile move. It simply advanced at a steady pace toward the inner system, ignoring repeated hails. Imperial linguists attempted every known human dialect, recovered from old data, but received only silence. Scouts reported something even more disturbing. The ship was not accelerating beyond safe limits, yet it was still closing the distance. Faster than expected, its drive system bent local physics in a crude but effective manner, forcing the void itself to move aside. Panic spread quietly, not among civilians, but among admirals. They knew that a single ship arriving openly meant it was not afraid, and a species that was not afraid of the Empire was a species that remembered how to fight it. The Emperor demanded answers. Had humanity survived in secret? Had they rebuilt, adapted, and watched while the Empire grew complacent? Or was this ship a relic crewed by the last survivors coming for revenge? No matter the truth, the implication was the same. The Empire was no longer alone at the top of the food chain. The human warship finally transmitted a signal as it crossed the defensive perimeter. It was not an apology, not a threat, but a statement. We are here because you forgot us. The words were translated and replayed across command centers. There was no emotion in the voice, only certainty. Imperial fleets moved to intercept, hundreds of ships forming a wall of firepower that had annihilated star nations. The human vessel did not slow, its weapons did not charge. Instead it deployed drones, simple, angular machines that swarmed outward, like metal insects. Imperial targeting systems locked on and fired. The drones were destroyed easily, almost disappointingly. Then the real attack began. The drones detonated in bursts of electromagnetic force, blinding sensors, and scrambling coordination. In the confusion, the human ship fired. Its cannons were inelegant, massive rail-driven weapons that hurled solid metal at relativistic speed. Imperial shields collapsed under impacts. They were never designed to stop. 3 cruisers were disabled in seconds. Not destroyed, but gutted. The human ship did not press the advantage. It simply held position, as if making a point. The message was clear. This was a warning shot, under the shadow of possible annihilation. The Empire finally listened. A secure channel opened, and the human captain appeared, older, scarred, unmistakably alive. You marked us extinct, the captain said. You never confirmed the kill. Humanity had not been destroyed. They had been broken, scattered, and forced into isolation. But in exile, they had learned. They studied imperial doctrine, reverse-engineered captured technology, and built a culture that valued survival above all else. They did not seek conquest. They sought balance. The warship was not an invasion force. It was a messenger. Behind it waited fleets hidden beyond imperial borders, not in massive formations, but in patient silence. "Stand down," the captain said, "or remember why you feared us." The emperor chose caution over pride. The fleet stood down, and the human ship was allowed to depart, unharmed and unchallenged, across the galaxy. Rumors spread faster than official statements. The empire had been checked, not by a coalition, but by a species it believed erased. Humanity had returned, not with thunder, but with certainty. They did not need to shout. Their presence alone was enough. From that day forward, imperial maps were redrawn, not because territory had changed, but because assumptions had. Every admiral now asked the same question when encountering the unknown: is there a human warship here? And for the first time in 10,000 cycles, the Galactic Empire was afraid.